everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Super Mastro Bros podcast. I am your host, Roman, and joining me as always is baby bro, Nico. Nico, say what's up to the people.
Hello, everybody.
And joining us today, we have a very special guest, one of my best friends in this world, known him a very long time, and ironically, we actually found out many years down the line later that we were actually related, and we were cousins. How weird is that?
Weird.
Yes. Joining us is Steve from the YouTube channel Two Fit Foodies, coming in to sit with us and chat on the Super Mastro Bros podcast. So very happy to have him. Steve, say what's up.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Glad to be here.
And we're glad to have you.
Oh, well, thank you.
So what I guess wanted to start it off with is the what happened in history on this day segment that we started last week. So some pretty cool stuff. Honorable mention, I gotta say. 9/9/99, the Dreamcast launched, which I'll always bring up Dreamcast on this podcast because it's one of my favorite systems. It's still number one system.
Love Dreamcast.
Love it.
It's a great Dreamcast.
So that literally always holds a spot in my heart, and we're not ever going to stop talking about Dreamcast. So that launched yesterday. But today, 9/10, in 1984, Voltron launched, which was a huge staple in my childhood.
Yes. Voltron was amazing.
Voltron was hands down one of the best. I don't know why they haven't done a movie about it yet.
I mean, I don't know how they haven't done a movie about it, but think about like everything that was launched from Voltron, like Power Rangers, like
Yes.
all that stuff was like just total bite off of Voltron.
Totally.
Like,
It wouldn't exist without it.
Yeah.
At least not in the West.
I don't know if you guys have had a chance to see on Netflix. They redid it. They had a new one. It's like 7 seasons. It's actually pretty good. It's pretty good compared to the original. But if you haven't checked it out, check it out. It's
I
pretty
think
good.
I saw it in my feed, but I haven't actually watched it.
I watched
it
the
out, bro.
first season. I haven't seen the other
Did you like it?
seasons yet. Yeah, I liked it.
Me too. So yeah, Voltron. Secondly, in 1993, same day, X-Files launched.
Wow.
Yeah, the most classic opening. Yeah.
X-Files was so good.
X-Files
Yeah,
so
it was
good.
really good.
So good.
I don't know how
Did you
this
guys
is-
get into when it relaunched?
I watched the first season of it relaunch, but I think it's already
didn't
gone.
watch the
I think they were getting ready to do another one. I don't know.
I think
thought-
they are
yeah,
actually.
I think they're
I've
doing
heard.
another season.
I heard rumors of that, but I haven't seen the
watched
new one.
Yeah, I watched the first few episodes of the new one, and then it
You
wasn't
fall
the
out of
same. It wasn't the same as what
It didn't have that mystique like it initially had.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
It like gripped you like on this weird thing that they had.
Well,
and
remember, like
they
the
got
whole thing
hokey.
started out like you knew like his sister was like, I don't even remember how it ultimately ended, but his sister was like kidnapped by aliens, and like that was his like journey.
The truth is out there,
yeah,
Scully.
Yeah.
Fox
And-
Mulder. Shout out
and-
to Fox Mulder.
I think
Mulder.
Shout out to Fox Mulder.
I could be wrong, but didn't they also end up later on like having a kid, and their kid also got abducted by aliens?
I believe so. Yeah.
Like, how is your sister
Yeah.
and your kid both
Yeah.
gonna get abducted
Yeah.
by aliens?
They had it out
I
for
think-
Fox Mulder.
that-
Clearly.
You know what? And you're absolutely right, because I remember watching the new season, and they were kind of like talking about like finding their kid or something, and I was like,
That's too much of coincidence.
Yeah.
Like I'm into some weird stuff, but X Files are getting a little too weird. At this point. Getting a little too weird. But
X-Files was so good though back in the day. With,
it
like,
really was.
the
Yeah.
Smoking Man, and
Yeah.
remember like that.
Skinner.
Remember the
Skinner?
spin-off show that came off of it? It was like the guy with like the long hair, like the
Oh,
group
yeah,
of like,
the, like,
group of like
hacker dude?
hackers
Yeah,
that like
yeah.
Whoa.
that- and then they did like a spin-off show that lasted like 3 episodes. or
Yeah, they were
something
like,
that.
oh, it doesn't have the same,
Yeah.
doesn't have the same steam,
Yeah.
so to speak. But yeah, so shout out to X Files. What I'd like to do when we have guests on now is do a little podcast icebreaker so that the listeners can get to meet our guests and get to know them a little
Alright.
better. So what I came up with is an idea where I created so far 27 random questions pertaining.
All right, lay all 27 on me right now.
pertaining.
Tune in next week for questions 1 through 7.
I'm gonna you're gonna pick 1 through 27. Just pick the number.
Pick a number,
And
okay.
I'm gonna read you 5
Okay.
of the questions,
All
so
right,
we get
so
to know
you pick
Steve a little
5.
bit better.
All right, perfect.
So shoot, go.
I'm gonna go with number 1.
Number 1. Could the Megalodon still be alive?
You know what? That's very interesting. I would say yes.
I say yes too.
I'd say yes.
I'm
also.
very into like the deep, like the unexplored parts of the ocean. Like, I mean, they say
It's like 90%
Yeah.
or 95% they still haven't explored. That's
yeah,
insane.
so,
That's insane.
I'm gonna say yes. I think there is a chance.
I would agree.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'd agree with that. The Mariana Trench, it's like the pressure's.
Yeah.
You literally can't go there. You die. You'd get squished to death. We know more about outer space than
That's what I'm
what's in
saying.
there.
So
Yeah.
there's definitely something beneath
be.
the deep. You
Could
saw
be.
the old classic
Could be
like
Cthulhu,
Sinbad
who
and all.
knows?
Cthulhu. You know, in all the old classic like Sailor's
Yeah.
Tales, a monster got us.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm with
Yeah.
you on that one, Steve. All right, shoot.
Let's go with 8.
Number 8. What's the average length of your time you spend gaming?
I didn't know you were going there with that. All right, so that's a good question. I would say, well, now that I've gotten older and I have less and less time,
Right. More responsibility,
yeah.
less time. Got it.
But I will say it varies. So if it's like a new game and I'm really into it, I would say probably about an hour to 2 hours. But if it's something like I have like a really short attention span, I think you know this.
Of course, yes, I do.
So it's tough for me. So if it's a game that unless it's something where it's like really grabbed me, like when Destiny came out and we were like really into that.
Yeah,
for
we're
a while.
hardcore into that for a while.
But for the most part, like if I'm into a game, I'll probably like. This sounds really bad. Maybe like 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
15, 20 minutes.
It doesn't
and I'm
have time to
all right,
load
I gotta do something else.
You get to like
Yeah.
you pull one move off. You're like, yeah, I'm good.
All right, that was a good
All right.
question though. I like that.
That
But if
was a
it's
good
like a new game and I'm really into it, then really.
Mine's
or
about 1 to 2
certain
hours.
games will like really grab me. Like I really like the Uncharted games and stuff like that. Like I'll get really into those
Arkham
games.
Knight,
and then,
you were into
yeah,
Batman.
Arkham Knight. Yeah.
Yeah, solid. All right, shoot.
Let's go with how many were on there?
I read 27 random.
27. All right, let's go 23.
23. Do aliens exist?
I used to, if you asked me probably like 10 years ago, I would say yes, but I'm gonna go no.
We're just alone out in this.
Yeah.
The vast billions and billions of galaxies. It's just us.
Yeah. I'm gonna go no.
All right. Go ahead. Next.
All right. Let's go with 18.
Cloning dinosaurs. You in or out?
I'm out, dude. Jurassic Park teaches
Yeah.
anything?
Yeah, God.
Come on.
Terrible.
I'm out too.
Yeah.
I'm out on that.
It's
Terrible
dangerous.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd all die.
Like, hey, let's bring back a huge alpha predator.
Think about that's not what kills us. It's like the disease that it has.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
wipes
There you
out
go.
all of mankind.
Like a bacteria.
Yeah.
All right, last but not least.
But it's like a vicious way out. Like chronic diarrhea. Like just like
Can't fight off
yeah.
both the predator and the disease at the
Yeah,
same time.
exactly.
Pick one.
Yeah.
Pick your poison. We lose either way.
Yeah.
All right, last but
We're
not
on the
least.
last one?
Question 5 out of the
All
random.
right, let's go with Lucky 13.
Lucky 13. Favorite snack for gaming or in the movies?
Well, that's two different snacks.
2 different snacks. All right.
For gaming, Cheez-Its.
Solid. Very solid choice with
Yeah.
the cheeses.
For the movie, like in the actual movie theater or like watch a movie at home?
Yeah, whatever.
In the movie theater, I've always been into the pretzel bites with the cheese. I like that.
Solid.
But I'm a big fan of Twizzlers too. So
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, big thing around cheese, little hint of Twizzler.
yeah,
Got it.
yeah.
Awesome.
I'm a big cheese guy.
There you have it, guys. Now we know Steve a little bit better.
That's
and
everything
his
you'll
mind
ever need
works.
to know about me, right there.
Interesting that out of all the random ones, you didn't not a single one for gaming, and there's quite a few for
Well, I had
gaming.
the length of time for gaming.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. All right. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So, fair enough. So I guess let's kick it off with some gaming. Anthem.
Yeah.
If you guys seen
Anthem.
the trailer for
Yes.
Anthem, because that game looks freaking awesome.
I think
Looks
it looks
impressive.
amazing. And it actually reminds me a lot of Destiny, but
Yeah, I feel like,
Like-
it's definitely Destiny inspired.
it's like it reminds me of like the next generation of Destiny.
Yeah,
almost.
graphically it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that one to
Yeah.
come out.
Well, I like BioWare a lot. I think they make great games. I've been a big fan of them for a while. They made the original Knights of the Old Republic, Mass Effect, and those were both huge franchises, both sci-fi, space-based. So they're sticking with what they're good at. So I mean, hopefully they hit it out of the park.
When's do you know the launch for that?
Is
Is it this year or 2019?
I want to say this year because they've been working on it for so long, but I'm not sure.
That one's definitely on my list
But-
to pick up for sure.
I mean, there's rumors that it's just going to be filled with loot boxes, but that's another point. Let's just go on to the next
Yeah,
game.
loot boxes will be discussed later.
I think the one cool thing that grabbed me with that was it kind of reminded me a little bit of Destiny when I was looking at it, but I love like the way the characters can travel in it. Like they're almost like they can fly, but their suits are like jetpacks.
Propelled, yeah.
Yeah, I saw like some scenes where it looked like whole missions. You're kind of flying
through the air.
and fighting at the same time, which I thought was really cool because
I
it reminds
also-
me of like a lot of the. I can't remember the name of that cartoon from when we were kids. The guys like there was like the blue guy, the orange guy, and they had like these like I remember having the action figures and you could attach things. They had like all over
Jetpacks all on them.
You can get one guy had like a jetpack, one guy was like swimming in the water. I don't know. For some reason when I
that
saw
narrows it down.
Yeah. I cannot remember the name of the cartoon. I just thought about it now as we were talking.
I was going to say, I like how I mean, at least it appears that there's going to be many different kind of mechs, so it'll give you like diverse ways of playing the game, which will add to replay value, which I think that could be pretty cool.
You can build you can specialize it, like your guy can be speed based or
big Hulk and tank, or like a scout kind of guy, or like
What was cool too is it looks like, and I mean I may have misread on this, but like when I was kind of like watching some of the stuff on it, like on YouTube, it looks like the decisions that you make can kind of affect the direction of the game and like where you go and like the outcome of the character.
That's a common thread throughout a lot of BioWare games, which I mean I think that always makes their games feel a lot more realistic and interesting.
Yeah.
Mass Effect was the same way. Same thing with Knights of the Old Republic. Like your decisions.
You love Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah,
that was an awesome game. I never fully played it, but I had because was that all PC based?
Also on Xbox, the original Xbox, the first one. But
I've always been PlayStation guy.
Yeah, like the decisions you make in that, like they have consequences plot wise throughout the series.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. Devil May Cry 5, I saw that was announced. I have never personally played a Devil May Cry game.
Neither have I.
I always get kind of like chastised for it because everyone's like, they're awesome, you gotta play them.
They're supposedly really good.
They are.
I still haven't played any of them.
I've only played the first two, and they were amazing. Like it's just like a badass game.
What's it play like? What's it like?
It kind of reminded me, like I'm trying to think of like a game it would be similar to, but basically it's like it kind of reminds me almost like it's like free range almost, but like you know like one of those like what do you call it, like when it's a step away from third person. Yeah, and you got he had like these double guns and like swords, and he could like morph into like a devil, like, and it was it's been years since the first two came. I don't know what year the first two came out, but it was a while ago.
Yeah, PlayStation 2 era.
PlayStation 2, yeah.
Wow,
and
that's going back.
Yeah. For PlayStation 2, they were amazing. I don't know why. You gave me like kind of like some ideas of what we were going to be talking about on the show, and you mentioned Devil May Cry 5. I said to myself, well, what happened to 3 and 4?
I just skipped right over it. Skipped right over it.
So that might have been that period of time where maybe I got out of gaming a little bit, but I'm excited for Devil May Cry 5 because the other ones are amazing, and I'm sure with what Sony normally does, like with a lot of these games, like I know they did it with Uncharted, they'll probably re-release.
Yeah, they'll like remaster them or whatever. The collection.
That is actually happening. Yeah, they have a HD collection coming out for both PC and probably.
See, I think I'm gonna get into that because I saw the trailer for 5 and I was like, this looks dope. I'm gonna get into it.
Yeah, I mean it's one of the more fast-paced action games. Like it's really fast-paced. I mean. I haven't played it, but it looks kind of similar to like Bayonetta to me. How it's like so fast-paced action.
I like that.
You know what? That's exactly what it's like. Well, at least the old ones were. It was cool because it was so fast-paced and it was like really energetic and like it was one of those games that could kind of like keep your attention. You know what I mean? Like,
and for a short attention span.
For somebody who only games for 15 minutes and then he's checked out, it was perfect for me. I could get a lot done in 15 minutes.
Destiny 2. Has it seen its day? Are we over it at this point? Like,
I think I was over it after like week 3 of playing it.
I think I'm kind of falling out of it as well. Like they have the
Destiny 1 was so amazing that I feel like Destiny 2, I wanted so much more from it.
And it was like a letdown for you.
It really was. I mean, it was still fun. It was great. It had great online play, but like I don't know. I mean, unless you guys feel otherwise, I just was kind of like I was excited for the first few days when I was playing it, and then I had this like just feeling of like a letdown.
Yeah.
You know,
just like
it really set in.
Regret.
I was like, this is the exact same game that I just played.
Well, that's pretty much it. Yeah. I loved the Destiny series. I was really into 2, but then when they keep releasing these DLC expansions and it's just not really adding anything that's that gripping for me to continue on with it. You know, it's just I don't know. I was thinking about getting the new expansion that's coming out, but I'm like, like really, like do I pass? I think I'm gonna pass on it to be honest.
Yeah. What do you think?
Well, I only played the first Destiny for like an hour when it first came out.
Okay.
I did get into Destiny, to be
All
honest
right.
with you. But from what I understand, like, and I do mean like when it first came out.
Yeah.
So from what I understand, it got better as it went on with the DLC. So
Yeah.
DLC could be a good thing or a bad thing. It just depends.
It has a massive, massive following.
Oh,
people,
I know.
People that play Destiny play Destiny. Like
Yeah.
they fully immerse in.
Well, like I said, it was when it first came out. I only played it for like an hour or two. I didn't really get into it. I think it was because it was still so new and they didn't really have any DLC at that point, and it was nowhere near the game that Destiny 1 ended up being. And also, I was probably still a little bitter from Bungie not doing Halo anymore. So, I don't know. But, I don't know. I just didn't really get into,
Speaking of Halo,
yeah.
is that
went kind of down.
is that dead? Has that seen its last day?
Well, 343 hasn't made a Halo as good as Bungie has, and Bungie hasn't been doing Halo for quite a while now, so...
does Halo still have a following? Like, I haven't seen a new Halo game announced.
They haven't made it. Well,
What's
no, they
this?
announced one.
Is it like Halo
they
Wars
did
or
announce
something?
Yeah, they announced one at E3. Well, they announced, I think, 3 at E3.
Being that I don't...
They announced 3 Gears of Wars and 2 Halos. Multiple Halos and Gears of Wars.
Wow, okay. See, I didn't even know they were still making them. Being that I don't have Xbox any longer, and I'm strictly a Sony guy, that I don't really know.
Well, only 2 if you include the Master Chief Collection, which was just like updated visuals of the previous ones, but only 1 has come out since the new Xbox. I guess Halo, what was it, 6, I guess? Or 5?
See, that's what I was getting at. Like, is it... I didn't even know that they did that. I thought that it was...
Yeah, no, it came out, it got good reviews, sold well, but I mean... It was just one game. They don't do the whole every year thing that, like, you know, some franchises do, like
Call of Duty.
Battlefield, Call of Duty.
Yeah.
So when you don't do a game every year or don't continue it with DLC, people tend to forget about it. I mean, we're at the end of the console cycle at this point.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Next gen's coming. I can't believe
Yeah,
that.
next gen's
I can't believe how
around the
quickly
corner.
that came.
I know.
Don't you remember when we picked up our
for sure.
PS4s?
Yeah.
It feels like yesterday.
Here's the thing, though. As crazy as that sounds, console generations, they've been getting longer. Like, the console generation, it used to be like a new generation come out every 4 years. Generations are lasting like 7 years now.
Yeah.
These are long generations.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm wondering why they didn't end them sooner at this point, because the hardware's been outdated for so long.
I love my PS4, personally. Like, I'm
No,
perfectly content
I mean,
with
I
it.
love my PS4, but I mean, honestly, and I don't game as much as I would like to right now, but I know if a new system came out, that I feel like gets you really into
Yeah,
it.
like, new
I think-
graphics.
Yeah.
Personally, I think this generation
It's so
lasted
true.
way too long, in my opinion.
You know what's crazy to me though? I think back to like old games that I played on like PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2, and in my mind, and PS3, like in my mind, they're like. They still have the same graphics that they have today. Like, when I think back on them, like, I don't know why, but then I go
But
back and
if
play them,
you
I'm like,
look at them-
yeah, and then I'm like, oh, this is terrible. Yeah.
It's all like terrible
Yeah,
polygons
yeah.
and everything.
Some
So
things just
funny.
don't age well.
Yeah.
It depends. 2D sprites kind of age pretty good, but 3D polygons, they didn't
Yeah.
age as well.
The resolution's terrible and the
Yeah.
coloring's
Like,
terrible.
if you go back and look at Final Fantasy VII, which is a game I love, if you look at it, it looks fucking terrible by modern standards. Like, it's all blocky. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, that's the technology they have, man.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
What, that's what they
Work
have.
with what you got. But I think,
That's what I
personally,
say.
Hey, now.
like, when the PS4 Pro came out and the Xbox One X came out, I think they should have just made a new generation. I think it was time when those came out, personally. In my
I
opinion.
would say so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree because first of all, like I feel like that's just like a grab for extra money right there.
Yeah.
Like to me, that was pointless. Like just introduce that. You know, they already have the new systems. They have
Oh, yeah.
the technology. It's just sitting in an
Warehouse.
office. Yeah.
Where-
like
waiting to go.
Yeah.
In a lab, probably.
Yeah.
They could have done it. They just didn't.
They're gonna wait till they get all their pre-orders in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now we may release.
Yeah.
What else did you got on gaming? Gaming, anything?
Gaming, let's see. Yes, the whole EA Lootbox Belgium lawsuit controversy. So, Belgium made loot boxes illegal.
Just to preface it,
Yes.
I don't know anything about this. So
About loot boxes or in general?
I'm gonna say, how about just for the sake of the audience, and definitely not me. Can you give a little detail?
So, I'll back it
You
up.
know, for the audience,
Of
not
course,
me.
of course. So loot boxes, okay, it's similar to like say DLC, but it's not exactly because DLC it's like okay, I'll give you X amount of money for this specific item. Loot boxes is I'll give you X amount of money for what they call a loot box, which has
Random stuff in it?
Yeah, you don't know what you're getting. Say you know for a fact this is what you want. You can't directly buy that. You have to buy a loot box which might contain that.
Gotcha, okay.
So it's like a mystery box almost.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So instead of, say, I want to...
For all of you who do not know.
Yeah. So instead of saying, oh, I want this weapon, let me buy this, or I want my character to have this outfit, let me buy this mystery box that might contain that specific item or weapon that you want. So a lot of countries are saying, well, this is gambling, because you're paying for a chance to win what you want. So they're flat out making it illegal. The EU's heavily against it. Consumers hate it. Belgium,
you don't even know where you're buying.
I hate it right now.
I hate it. I really do.
Like, if I'm buying something, I want to buy what
I do this for my kids all the time. My kids go and they get these mystery boxes for like these little toys and stuff.
Yeah.
And you don't know what the toy is. You're gonna get. There's like 1 in 10 or 1 in 12 chance.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I bought the same guy.
Yeah, it's like, why can't I just buy the one I specifically want?
Those companies market it that way, though, too. That they'll make, like, just to kind of put it into smaller terms, they'll make, like, 5 of the things, like, 50 of them, and then the other, like, 3 items, they'll make, like 2 of them. And then it's like...
Yeah, exactly.
You're never going to get, like, you're going to keep buying and buying and buying.
They'll do their
the rarity thing.
Yeah. They'll do their research to determine what you want, make the ones that you want rarer so that you have to spend more money.
You know what, though? When I used to collect Marvel cards back in the day, and I wanted to get the whole collection, there was always the few rare cards, and I had multiple copies.
Yeah, I have like 3 Wolverines. Yeah, exactly.
But you could trade those.
Yeah, true.
I don't think there's a way to trade digital content in games. Maybe there should be, but as far as I know, there
isn't. That would be
isn't.
really cool if you could do that, though.
Because then, honestly,
that's on the next
consumers, maybe they wouldn't complain as much. But as far as I'm aware, they don't have that option currently.
For sure.
But, so Belgium, it's flat out illegal. EA, instead of changing their game for Belgium, specifically FIFA is what they're talking about, instead of changing their game for Belgium, they released how it is in every other country.
You say FIFA?
Yeah.
FIFA
soccer.
I understand that, but why would FIFA have a loot box?
I don't
know. Yeah, well, if you want to get the sidearm and the and the shield.
Honestly,
for soccer?
No, is that what that is? No, I'm kidding.
I thought you were just actually.
Yeah. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, like I don't know, maybe different haircuts for people. I don't honestly. I don't play FIFA, so I don't know.
Or like
or stadiums or something like that.
It's something like not even worth paying for. I guarantee.
Well, let me not even go down that road.
I digress.
I digress. I was gonna get more into it, but I'll pull back. That's a whole other show.
So, while I hate loot boxes, like I'm looking at it from both sides, and obviously I side with the consumers because I am a consumer. But then I think back to things from like our childhood. Say like those claws in the arcades.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're paying for a chance to win something.
Yeah.
So is that considered a form of gambling?
Well, at least you have your eye on it. You can go. You're trying to.
You know what though? That's gambling with a skill though, because there's people that are really good at that, and they go in there and they know, like, all right, like
I'm not one of them.
I'm not.
Me neither. I suck at that thing. I lose every time.
But I still do it.
Yeah, of course. I can definitely get it. I can get it.
Well, you see the one, you're like, oh, that one's right there. That's right on top.
And then the claw slides
no
off.
Strength. Yeah.
It's hard. Let me tell you.
We got to do like a science study on to see like if it's actually possible to get.
But I'll tell you, like, we're on YouTube, and speaking of YouTube, there's people that are like really good at this, and they go in and they'll
win like
they'll videotape
one for one just every time. I've seen that.
That's insane.
It's crazy.
Just got mad skill.
Well, nice work to those guys.
Yeah.
Making the rest of the world look bad.
Yeah. Making the rest of the world look bad because they're good at the claw game.
Yeah, exactly. No one's good at the claw game.
Yeah, but they have a huge collection of teddy bears and random T-shirts.
Well, ultimately, it's like they need to decide whether gambling means you're paying for a chance to win money or whether win anything. Because if you're just paying for a chance to win anything, then it could be a little bit trickier. It's like, how they do those raffle events for charities?
Yes.
Like, that could be considered a form of gambling because you're paying for a chance to win something. So, I mean, is it a slippery slope? Yes. Do I side with the consumers? Honestly, yes, because loot box, like, it's such a scumbag concept. It really is.
It is.
Really. You can't even trade the item once again.
And being a consumer myself, we got to stick together.
Yeah. So,
I do love to consume.
Yes.
That's what I got on the gaming front as far as games go.
While we're on the topic of gaming, I'd like to bring this to Steve's attention. Now, I have been trying. Now, Steve did mention that he knows where I'll go with
Put
this.
me on the spot, right? All right.
I've been trying to get Steve to play for the better part of 2 years, folks. 2 years, all right? So that's over 700 days.
Okay.
Just so you know, this is going to be reciprocated. I'm gonna let them know why.
Okay.
What game is it?
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
Yes, Mortal
So-
Kombat.
Okay.
Let's lay this out there. So, all right, go ahead. I'll let you finish,
Thank
and
you,
then
thank
I will.
So I've been trying to get Steve to play Mortal Kombat. I'm pretty good at Mortal Kombat. I am in no way, shape, or form in an elite level, but I'm pretty good. And I like to take pride in that I'm pretty good. In my inner circle, I like to lay down a whooping. I played Steve one time. Steve did pretty well against me. He did win a couple rounds. I've been wanting to rematch ever since, just so we can finally settle the score.
So,
Who is the,
all right. So
the champion MK?
now we haven't been able to connect. Am I right? Is that what you're getting at?
Yes.
So Roman likes to put it as Steve won't play me. Steve's afraid to play me. Steve wants nothing to do with me. But in actuality, the reality of the situation is Roman's a family man. Roman has got a lot on his plate.
Yeah.
So it's sometimes hard for Roman to get a time together to kind of get on and play video games online.
Fair enough.
So when Roman has a set time, like it's usually not like, all right, hey, let's do this like this day at this time. It's a text message that says, hey,
Last minute notice.
I'm hopping on.
I hope you're home.
Yeah, I'm hopping on if you're ready to get your bleep whooped in
MK.
and some MK, and I'll be at like Wegmans, like putting like a case of water in a cart, and I'm like, well, I'm at Wegmans, and he's like, oh, I knew you were so afraid of this, can't handle this, you're such a coward, and then like,
That's
so
funny.
normally I leave work at 5, Roman leaves work at 4, we actually work together as well, and
Think about that. Think about that. folks.
I get the text message as I'm driving home from work, sitting in traffic, all right, because he's already been home for like a half hour, and he's like, all right, bro. Got the kids squared away, ready to hop on and get that ass whooped in MK. And I'm like, well, I'm sitting in traffic right now. And he's like, oh, man, coward.
Then I gotta walk the dog.
Yeah, well, I gotta get home. Gotta walk the dog. I gotta get dinner going. I gotta eat.
Right.
It's like, I got things I gotta do, man.
So can we put it out there for the listeners?
Yeah.
Document it.
Let's document it.
Can we get?
Let's lock it in.
Let's lock it. That's what I'm saying.
All
Let's lock it in. We will revamp this. We will circle back.
Nick, do you have PS?
No, I mainly play on PC.
Okay.
Steve is ready to throw down right now.
No,
Steve is ready to throw down right now.
Also, I don't have Mortal Kombat. I haven't played a Mortal Kombat game in years.
I
to
was
be
saying,
honest
how
with
cool would it be to do, like, if all 3 of us or
And,
whoever,
like, stream it
even
and,
if you had a different guest on, if you guys and, like, somebody else hopped on
Stream
and
the play?
played a game online and, like, kind of, like, streamed it and did a podcast as you were playing. Like, if
That'd
a new
be
game
cool.
came
That'd
out,
be
I don't
cool.
know, but that's maybe
down the
edit
line.
that out and talk about doing that, like, down the line. Like,
Speaking of
review a
PCs
game while you play
and
it.
PlayStation 4s, Sony needs to get with crossplay. Like, honestly, they're the only ones at this point who don't do it. Like,
Yeah, I always wondered
Yeah.
why we can't play other platforms. I always
Yeah.
wonder why.
Well, the only reason why PlayStation doesn't is because they sold the most units, and they just don't want to open up the possibility, I guess, of maybe people will buy other
Yeah.
systems if they have crossplay.
I don't see that happening. If you like a certain system, you're probably gonna stay with that.
PC,
And then you're just gonna play your buddies anyway. It makes no sense to
PC,
change up.
Xbox, and Switch have crossplay. Like, it doesn't matter what you have.
So hold on.
They play each other online.
Okay, so that's interesting. So if I had Switch and you had PC, I can literally play you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
I've heard about it. I've never actually experienced it.
That's
well,
cool.
'cause
Say-
I've always been a PlayStation guy.
Say we're playing Fortnite or something like that, like, somebody could play on PC, another person could play on Switch, the other person could play on Xbox, they could all play each
Wow.
other.
I didn't know
Same
that.
games on PlayStation 4, they can't play with anybody else except for people on PlayStation 4.
That's one thing I love about doing the podcast is that I learn so much just
Yeah.
by doing the show.
Yeah.
I love that. So I didn't know.
I wonder if PlayStation will do that on their next gen.
I think
You would think.
they're
There's
going to
gotta be
have
so much
to.
money in
it.
They have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They might. I mean, but maybe that's a feature that they're. You know what I mean? Like when the iPhones and Droids come out, it's like they all have the same thing, but then they're like, oh, this is a brand new feature, and you're like, oh my god, this is a new feature.
I
But
gotta
like
get it.
the iPhone or the Droid has already had it for 2 years,
Right.
but you think it's like great because
It's
you
new to
just got
me.
it in your Droid or you just got it in your iPhone.
Could you
new to me.
imagine, like,
Yeah,
if
it's new to me.
Could you imagine if, like, you had an iPhone and you couldn't call somebody just because they had Android?
Oh my god,
It's insane.
That'd be crazy.
But this is like the same
Yeah.
thing. It's like,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
I mean, valid. True point, man. True point.
Yeah.
So there you have it, folks. Steve and I will be putting this. We'll settle the score and figure out who is.
But you're still dwelling on that.
I want to do the MK so
All
bad.
right, we'll do it.
All right. So,
Okay, so
You guys
on
wanted
some...
to? You guys want to switch it up, get into some film or something?
Yeah. There's rumors today came out that Henry Cavill, who recently got the role of Geralt for The Witcher
Yeah.
on Netflix, there's rumors he's going to quit Superman.
Why so?
I don't know. It's just a rumor.
Why not at this point?
Yeah, I mean, DC's honestly been just dropping the ball.
I don't get me wrong. I enjoyed the Superman movie. I
think he's a really good Superman.
Yeah, I really think he's a good Superman. I enjoyed all 4 of the DC movies so far. It was Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman was good.
Batman vs Superman.
Didn't like that.
I didn't like Wonder Woman actually.
Really?
I liked the way it started. I hated the way it ended. By the time it ends, I'm just like.
I like Wonder Woman.
I can see that. I guess when I say enjoy, I didn't go to. I think the only one I saw Man of Steel.
I liked Man of Steel.
I thought that was good.
Yeah.
And I saw Batman vs Superman in the theater. The rest of them I just kind of watched on Blu-ray, and I enjoy them for what they are. I don't think they're on anywhere near the level of what Marvel's doing, but I feel like they're like a cool action movie. You know what I mean? Man of Steel was like, oh, this is awesome, and the special effects and stuff. You and I talk about this, Roman. Like,
it's very Dragon Ball.
Yeah, we were like, this gives me hope for a Dragon Ball movie.
Right.
I thought Man of Steel was really good.
Yeah, like I enjoy them, but I don't think they're doing a good job linking them together and kind of building the universe out. But it's a shame because Roman's gonna be like, oh, you love DC, but I love DC, I love Marvel, I love all comic books. Like, I just wish they would have gone about it a different way to kind of like build that series out in that universe.
Yeah. Also, I gotta say I like Ben Affleck as Batman. I think he does a good Batman.
So do I.
I think.
Isn't he out on that too, though?
There's rumors.
Yeah, rumors that he was.
Yeah,
but he's back. He's back in.
I don't know.
I mean, at this point, it's just rumors.
It's so dysfunctional. He got Superman leaving. Batman doesn't know.
They're just such iconic characters, and they cannot get it right. Like,
I think they got to get rid of Zack Snyder. I think.
So do I. I think he's the poison.
Yeah. Personally, the only movie I ever liked he did was 300. I don't like any of his other movies, and I think he ruined Watchmen. I think Watchmen would have been so much better.
I liked the Watchmen. I did.
Watch the motion comic, then watch the movie. The motion comic's so much better. First off, it's hard to do that as a movie. It should have been done like a TV show. There's rumors HBO is going to do a TV show of it.
That would be awesome.
I think it would be way better than the movie. But also, I just think Zack Snyder's a terrible director. I think he's so overrated. But, that's my opinion.
I agree.
And then also in movie news, there's rumors that Marvel's going to make a Captain Britain and the Black Knight movie.
I would get behind that for sure.
I did hear that.
I like Captain Britain. Yeah. I liked him. Didn't they have I mean, I'm really going back in the crates here now, thinking about it. But didn't he was an Avenger, right?
I mean, he mainly came out of the X-Men. I feel like
Captain Britain. I could have sworn there was like a British or like a European version of that.
There was. I believe, yeah, but I don't think it was it like something Avengers or something like that? Or
yeah, that's what I'm saying. There was like another version of them. I'd have to dig in the crates.
I really can't remember.
But yeah,
I feel
I'd get
like
behind
he's
Captain
kind
Britain.
of like his own thing though, for the most part.
I would definitely get behind Captain Britain.
Well, I feel
Excalibur. Weren't they called Excalibur?
I think it was.
Oh, yeah. Excalibur.
Yeah, that's what they were called.
Which was X-Men related.
But he's not a mutant though, so which is also kind of weird because he got his powers through like magic, so like a magical amulet or something like that. But then again,
Juggernaut.
I was about to say that Juggernaut's not a mutant either. So
I think that I mean, I'm open for anything Marvel does, like as long as it's Marvel Studios doing it, like Disney, Marvel. Like I feel like they get it. They get it. They do. You know what I mean? They're doing a really good job. I knew nothing about Guardians of the Galaxy when that came out.
Neither did I.
And I was like, whoa, this is amazing.
Yeah.
So I mean, I have a ton of faith in what they do. Like. They could say, "Hey, did you hear Marvel's doing?" I'm trying to think of like a really obscure character, but
like Darkhawk.
Darkhawk, yeah. I'd be like, that's awesome. I'd watch it. Yeah.
Remember Darkhawk?
Yeah.
Speaking of him, he was another one. He was like he had some kind of amulet or something like that, and then he had that like space suit that he can call down at any time. He's a weird character.
Yeah, that suit looked cool.
I don't think he would translate over to movie.
He was part of the group too. I can't remember what they're called, like the
New Mutants. No, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. It was
New Heroes or something.
Hold on, till they come to me. Night Thrasher was in it.
Yeah.
Oh gosh,
I can't remember what they're called, but yeah.
Damn it.
We're going so far back now, and plus they were always kind of obscure. It's not like they were ever really that popular.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think it'll be interesting to to see. I'm looking forward.
That's driving me crazy right now. I know it's not the New Mutants, but
No, it's not the New
It's
Mutants. They weren't mutants.
I know. Oh god, it's gonna drive me nuts. But I will have to move on. I'll have to look that up because that's literally gonna drive me nuts. But what about
Nico can edit it in and put like.
Oh yeah, I'm already
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure you do that.
Yeah, I will.
For sure. I don't know why I keep falling back to New Mutants. Probably because we talked about it recently.
It does start with new though. I remember that. It either starts with new or young or something like that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it starts with new if I remember right.
All right, well, let's move on from that.
Yeah,
'Cause
let's
that's
move on,
literally
yeah.
gonna drive me insane.
Yeah.
So, what's his name? Mark Ruffalo
Yeah,
was pining for a Hawk Wolverine crossover.
I think that would be dope.
I
They fought
think
each
it would
other
be-
a bunch of times.
Yeah,
in the
that's
comics.
an iconic fight.
Yeah.
I think that would be phenomenal. I would love to see that.
I would definitely love to see it. Now, did they do Hugh Jackman Wolverine or did
Hugh's not going to come back. I think
I mean,
it's so much work on his body for him
Yeah.
to do it at his
he's
age.
too old now. I mean, you and I had talked about this before, but I just feel like they need to just start fresh. You know?
Yeah.
I think they're gonna have to because I think it would be too confusing for
Yeah.
audiences to be like, well, how do they fit in?
He was
I
so
remember
perfect.
them
I mean,
this and-
Fox.
Yeah, he
already-
was
or
perfect.
Was it,
Perfect
was it
in that
Fox
role.
that had
Yeah.
X-Men? I mean, Fox had already done a terrible job of mixing up that universe anyway.
Yeah,
you know?
the timeline's so weird.
Yeah.
It's like you have multiple angels.
Yeah.
And it's like, well,
They were like,
what's
just put the
going-
movie out, right?
Yeah.
Just put the movie.
Yeah, they were like,
Just put it out.
like-
People watch it.
They were like, it's X-Men, damn it!
Yeah, like the multiple Colossus, like
Yeah,
it's just like-
it was
it's like-
just the timeline got so weird.
But that would be amazing. A
Yeah, I would
Hawk
love that. Can you imagine that
Wolverine
CGI fight?
crossover.
That fight
Well,
would
that
be
would
You
be
know
kind
what,
of hard
that
to do too, though, because it's like one person you're used to seeing them mainly as a person, and the other person well, I don't know.
I mean,
They could do it.
They
these
could-
days.
they could do
I
anything.
think they would
Yeah,
have
they
to
could
do it,
do
right? Because the
anything.
only way they can put Hawk into a movie is if he's in a Marvel character movie, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
So.
Well,
I mean,
now
if
that Marvel bought.
Marvel, that's what I'm saying. So they could.
Yeah,
they could do it.
Do that. That would be awesome.
So
Yeah,
nice
well-
work, Mark Ruffalo, trying to bring that.
I mean, I think it'd
I
be.
feel like they have to
it'd be good.
build a new Wolverine character first, though, before they just throw that out there.
Yeah, they're gonna have to. That's just gonna be so hard for me to get over
Yeah.
Hugh. I can't quit Hugh.
That's gonna that's gonna be hard to cast.
Yeah.
It really
I
is.
feel like they need to go no name. But
Probably,
Yeah, they're gonna have
yeah.
to. But
You was no name really.
yeah,
I
That's
mean,
true.
I can't
Oh,
think
for
of
sure.
anything before
Kate,
X-Men.
Kate and Leopold.
I don't think that was
No,
even
that
before
was,
X-Men.
yeah, because
That was after.
X-Men was 2000
Yeah.
I know.
or
wow.
99.
Like,
Was it
it was
99 or
2000, I think.
I
Yeah.
think it was 2000.
But there's been also rumors that Wesley Snipes is on the cusp of a Blade comeback, which
Yeah,
I
I
would
heard about
love
that.
because
I would love it.
that
Yeah.
I would love it.
if you really think about it, Blade set the stage
Yeah.
for the comic movies to be dope. Like
yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
Blade 1
It
when
was
that
the
came
first
out
good one.
in '98,
Oh
it was
my God.
awesome. It was an awesome
Yeah, it
vampire
was dope.
movie.
I
A
was
lot
just
of,
trying to figure out, it was that 98, 99, so it was 98.
It was around
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
so I would love that. And
Also,
really
there's
hope he
no
does.
reason why it can't be canon.
Yeah.
Like even
Yeah,
if you say
because-
just make the first one, like whatever you want to do, but there's no reason why you can't.
Yeah, there was nothing in there that would have, messed with any of the timeline in the
Yeah,
in the-
there
in the
really
current
isn't.
Marvel.
And vampires, they stay hidden, so
Yeah.
people didn't know there's vampires. It's
Right.
just, like there's no reason you literally just can't take the Wesley Snipes Blade series and just roll it
just
directly.
insert it. Yeah.
How old is Wesley now?
He's got to be.
He's
Pushing,
gotta
he's
be
got
up
to be
there.
in his 50s. I would.
Yeah.
I would
or
think
pushing
so.
it. But he's a martial artist legit in real life. He's stayed in great
Yeah.
shape.
Yeah, he said he's in good
He looked-
enough physical shape to still do it. That's what he said.
He looked good in the Expendables. When he was
Yeah.
when he came back for that, but I loved him as Blade.
Me
I
too.
Yeah.
loved him as
I'm
Blade.
fully behind that comeback.
I liked all three of the Blade movies. I know, like the third.
The third one was terrible.
A lot of people didn't like it. I still
I
kinda
hated
liked it.
I liked it too.
I just liked. You know what? I just liked him as Blade.
Yeah, I was like,
just,
more- give me more Blade.
Yeah.
I remember when I watched the third one, I felt like they took somebody who usually directs music videos and just told them to make the movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I felt like I was watching one long ass
That-
music video.
That blood rain.
oh yeah,
shower.
the first one.
That is so iconic.
Awesome.
Yeah,
The opening
yeah.
scene.
Yeah.
That was badass.
Yeah.
And then he comes in and just like wrecks house.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So cool.
Just to give you guys like a visualization, Steve is very much like the guy that was like, I'm gonna be a naughty vampire god. Like that character. That's very much.
Just to give you guys a visual, Roman's like the big slob vampire. he burned with the light.
Pearl. That's not at all accurate.
So funny.
That's hilarious.
Oh.
The UV of the
Yeah,
UV light.
The UV light.
No. So what about else on film? I'm really excited for Terminator 6.
I feel like I haven't seen like the last two. I feel like Genesis and then the one before.
But I believe Cameron's back in the saddle for this one, isn't he?
I see. I don't know.
I thought I saw that he was Cameron. I love James Cameron. I think he does great work. Obviously Arnold's back. Linda Hamilton's back.
Arnold's so old.
Yeah, he's playing the aged
when
Terminator.
they did that
Genesis.
in Genesis, I liked it.
I liked
thought
it.
how
they use like de-aging, like how they have
basically-
been recently. Or?
they just kind of they said that like the skin
was organic.
is organic, so the skin ages on the Terminator.
Oh.
Yeah, and like
So
okay.
it was cool how they explained it, and his mechanics and stuff were starting to go because
right, like any machine will.
Yeah.
any machine, like, you know what I mean. Like it was cool though. I mean, it was a little bit of a stretch, but I thought it was awesome that they did it.
I liked it, except the whole spin on John Connor.
I
I
was
was like,
the only thing
what?
I did not like.
What
that.
are you guys actually doing?
I'm gonna have to
I
go
actually
watch it.
forgot about that.
Yeah,
I
that
forgot
really,
about that. John, yeah.
really threw me for a loop.
Spoiler alert! If you haven't
Yeah.
seen it from 8 years ago.
Let me take a guess because I actually haven't seen it. It turns out he is like a robot or something like that.
Yeah, like he's the bad Terminator. Think about
He's
that.
bad.
Yes.
I'm not surprised that he's an actual robot, but I'm kind of surprised that he's bad.
Think about there's like one,
So wait,
one guy right
he was
now.
waging a war against them
Yeah.
and winning it, but this whole time he was on their side.
It was insane.
Yeah, it was.
What's the point of sending somebody back in time to kill him if he's one of you?
It took a really.
It was like an
well,
alternate
I guess
reality.
it's like
It was like a splinter dimension or something
Really?
weird.
where it was like further into the future. He was captured and then turned into one, and then they sent him back.
I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
watch
I don't
this.
know. I watched it once, honestly. So.
I watched 3, and then I feel like the one after that, and then I just kind of stopped. I haven't seen like the last 2.
Think about there's one dude right now listening to the podcast somewhere around the world, and he's like, John Connor is a Terminator.
His ego.
It was so, as soon as you
And
said,
he's on the show.
as soon as you said like that, there was some kind of twist. Like it's not even surprising. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, he's obviously one of them or something like that.
Yeah,
I just thought he was gonna
I
end up
think
being a good one of them, kind of like how Arnold was.
I feel like they were just trying to like set it apart. I guess.
Yeah, like we got there. Everyone loves
I
Terminator.
really liked what they were doing with Christian Bale, and
That was a good
that
one,
just
too.
kind of
That was the last one I saw. The
I
one
thought
with
that
Christian
one
Bale.
was pretty cool.
I
I
liked
thought
that.
it was
Yeah.
good. I liked it.
Bale was a good.
I
Connor.
love the
Yeah,
ending
Bale was
when
good.
when the Arnold Terminator comes out, like the CGI one.
Yeah,
It was
all jacked.
awesome. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I just always love the Terminator lore. Terminator 2 is one of my all-time favorite movies.
Oh, yeah.
To this
Yeah.
day, it
Awesome.
just set the bar so high. When I was a kid,
That's
I was
like
10 years
the
old.
definitive
Terminator
90s
2,
action
yeah.
movie.
Terminator
God.
2 was. I mean,
was so
that's,
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was amazing.
Yeah.
Judgment Day.
Yeah, I was like,
So
when we were
good.
kids when that came out, it was like, oh
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
gosh, guys.
That like
Yeah,
rocked
that
the
was
world
so
when
good.
it came out. Yeah.
And yeah, so I
A
think
lot
this
of
one.
GNR in that. Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, this is a great film.
Yeah.
Still to this day, one of my all-time favorites. So I'm really excited for 6 to come back. I love that Linda Hamilton's back in it. So hopefully it is good with Cameron back in the saddle. If he is, I thought I read that he is, so hopefully he is. But yeah, I don't know. Do you guys have anything else that you wanted to discuss, or do you guys want to wrap it up?
I'm just here for the ride. You guys.
I don't got anything in particular, so.
Awesome. Well, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the show. Again, we love doing it for you, so let us know your thoughts. Definitely want to thank Steve for coming in and joining us. It was a blast.
Thanks, guys.
Loved having you on.
Would love to be back.
Check him out on Two Fit Foodies, his YouTube channel. He does videos with him and his fiancée
My fiance.
regarding food, and it's pretty cool.
Food, working out, you know, eating healthy lifestyle, but also like we review a couple things. We have fun.
Just
Yeah.
having fun as a couple and, you know, living their best life.
Yeah. You can become one of my under 100 subscribers.
So again, thanks you so much, Steve, for joining us. Again, guys, hope you had a great time listening to the show, and we will talk to you soon. On that note, I got to hit you with the sign off. Live long and game on. Take care, guys. Thanks. Well, guys, that was the show. Really hope you enjoyed it. As always, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. If you like what you heard, please subscribe and like so that you're up on more content as it launches, and we look forward to hearing from you. Please share any feedback that you have, and till next show, thanks so much. Enjoy.